Hi everyone, it's Karen. Welcome back to my channel. I haven't done a video for quite a while, so I thought I would do a bit of a chatty catch up while I'm having a cup of coffee. So I'll just let you know what I've been up to and what I'm hoping to do going forward. I'm going to talk a little bit about my holiday to Cyprus. I'm going to have a bit of a rant about Amazon and eBay. And I'm going to let you know what I'm going to do to try and motivate myself to get back into the swing of things. So I've got me coffee ready. This is a gingerbread beanies coffee in me nice penguin mug that I got from a charity shop for 50p, but I actually saw them in Home Bargains yesterday for £1.99. Not Home Bargains, B&M. But I love this cup. It's a nice big size, nice round cup. So anyway, I went on holiday, was the 15th of January now, and it's now the 11th of February. So I've been back nearly 3 weeks. We went to Cyprus. It was not a last minute holiday, but we booked it quite close to going. The hotel was quite nice, nothing fantastic. We did find that because it was kind of out of season, most of the restaurants and bars and things were closed, so there wasn't a huge choice. There was a few open down on the harbour, which we weren't, it was maybe a 15-minute walk to the harbour, so there was a few restaurants down there that were quite nice. The choice wasn't brilliant, but we managed. They also did food in the hotel bar, so that was okay. There's quite a lot of, I hadn't been to Cyprus before. We went to Paphos, and there's quite a lot of archaeological sites there, which was quite interesting. We like to do that kind of thing, so there was lots of walking around. We went to see the tombs of the kings, which is a really interesting place. It was only a 5-minute walk from our hotel, and it's quite a massive area that you walk around, and you can actually go down into the tombs. They're really steep steps though, so if you do have mobility issues, I think you would struggle getting up or down. Some of the steps were kind of, you know, maybe this high, so I've only got little legs, so I was kind of having to haul myself up and down. The tombs are a little bit scary, quite dark inside. And there was one tomb we went into where there was a like a hole in the wall going through to the next tomb, and Warren decided that was how you got through into the next tomb. So I started to climb through this hole into the next tomb. Obviously there's no bodies in these tombs, and as I got one leg through, I realized there was a huge drop on the other side, which was obviously the deep kind of tombs they dug. So I said, I don't think this is the right way, so we went back out the other way and found the right way in. But as I was going to sleep that night, I was kind of lying now. I had my eyes closed and I'm thinking, there's something standing in the room here. I've brought something back with us from the tomb. I was absolutely convinced I'd brought this ghost back from the tomb, but I don't think I had. So there is quite a lot of archaeological sites in Cyprus. We did a day trip to Famagusta, which is the northern side of Cyprus, the Turkish occupied side of Cyprus. Now we did this trip on one of the organised coaches. We booked it through TUI, and you get a bit of a history lesson on the way, which was a good job really, because it was a 3-hour drive to Famagusta and then obviously a 3-hour drive back, which is quite a long time on a coach. But like I said, there was quite a nice history lesson. I didn't really know much about the Turkish people invading Cyprus, the northern part, and taking over, so I found that quite interesting. We stopped off at a place called Salamis, which is another archaeological site, which has a big sort of half-ruined amphitheatre, which is really beautiful. I'll slot some pictures in along here so you can see what I'm talking about. So then we went from Salamis to Famagusta, which is obviously Turkish occupied. Now we had to go through a border check on the way, so the Turks stop you at what they call their border, although I don't think anybody else in the world recognises that it's a Turkish, Turkish occupied. They think it's their part and nobody else in the world does. So they stop you there, and you have to have your passports checked, and there's kind of policemen with guns and everything. So it's a little bit scary. But we went on to Famagusta, which again has some lovely old buildings and things to look at. We stopped there for about 2 hours, which I don't think we needed 2 hours there. There wasn't a lot to see, but it was quite nice. And then we went on to, which is about 5 minutes away from Famagusta. It's a town called Varosi, which they call the ghost town. And when the Turks invaded Cyprus, they took over Varosi, which was a huge tourist destination back in the 1970s when they did invade. It was kind of their jewel in the crown. And they took over that and kicked everybody out. You know, people had to flee their homes. The hotels were full. Everybody had to flee from there. The Turks have took all the doors and the windows out of those buildings, the hotels. You can't actually get into the town of Varosi. You can only drive around it. There's a huge fence all the way around. It's got big signs up saying, you know, that there's armed guards, do not enter. And this town has been empty for over 40 years, which is a huge shame. There's like, when you drive around, you can see beautiful old churches and schools and houses that have just been abandoned and left empty. And apparently it's a bargaining tool between the Turks and the Cypriots. But it was a really interesting day trip, so if anybody's going to Cyprus, I do recommend that they do that trip. It was very interesting. But when I came back from Cyprus, excuse me, I've kind of lost my motivation a little bit for work. I came back and I was fine when I was on holiday, and I came back and I got a cold. Which for a very short time I was convinced was the coronavirus, because there'd been some Chinese people in the hotel, and I'm thinking, oh no, I've got the coronavirus, but it wasn't. It was just a cold. So that's hung on and hung on. My throat's been a bit sore. I've been very croaky, so I haven't been doing any videos because I've been really croaky. I'm still a little bit croaky, but it's a lot better. So when you're not feeling so good, work isn't always the best thing. And then when you come back off holiday, you've got a little bit of post-holiday blues. So I've been feeling a little bit demotivated. If anybody doesn't know, I'm a reseller. So I buy new and second-hand goods from charity shops, car boot sales, supermarkets, wherever I can find them, and sell them for a profit on Amazon and eBay. Now, I've been doing Amazon FBA for about 4 years now. So I'll send my stock that I buy goes into Amazon, they store it, anybody orders anything, they'll send it out. If anybody wants to return anything, they send it back to Amazon. They deal with all of that. So I don't have to sort anything of that out. I just send all my stuff there. But over the last year, I've been getting very kind of annoyed with Amazon, really. I know it's their sandpit and they can do what they want, and I can leave if I want to, which I'm actually thinking of doing. But there's been 3 things in the last year that have really annoyed us. The first one was I send second-hand stuff into Amazon as well. I sent a second-hand toy in, which was working perfectly. I always test everything before I sent it in. And it was about 3 months after the customer bought it, they returned it for a refund. Now, if you don't know, Amazon, when a customer wants to return something, Amazon automatically refund them straight away before they even get the item back. So they refund the customer sends the item back in, and for this particular one, they said it was damaged. Well, they'd had it for 3 months. It was a toy, you know, that a toddler plays with. So I'm thinking, well, has the toddler damaged? Because it certainly wasn't damaged when I sent it in. You can't ask to because if it's damaged, Amazon say it's unfulfillable and they delist it and you can't sell it anymore. You can't sell it again. You have to recall it, check it, and that costs you, and it's a big faff. So anyway, that was one. They refunded the customer, which the money comes from my account. So that annoyed us, because I contacted them and I said, you know, the customers had this for 3 months. How can you prove that, you know, they didn't damage it themselves? And Amazon come back with anybody can return anything up to 2 years, even if, you know, if it's damaged. They've got 2 years to return it. And I thought that is absolutely ridiculous. 2 years to refund something that is a second-hand toy that a toddler plays with. So that really annoyed us. That paid me off totally. Then a few months later, we had another incident where it was a brand new sealed jigsaw, and the customer, this was after 30 days. You know, Amazon say they got a policy of 30 days return. That's a load of rubbish. You can practically return anything at any time you want, obviously up to 2 years. So this customer returned this jigsaw and they said they'd done the jigsaw and there was a piece missing. And I'm thinking, this is highly unlikely. It's a brand new jigsaw. It was sealed and they're saying there's a piece missing. How can I prove that they didn't lose the piece themselves? I couldn't. So again, Amazon refunded them and I lost that money. And then when I came back off holiday, there was another return. This one had been, I think it was a Disney Trivial Pursuit. It was second hand, but it was all checked. There was nothing wrong with it. This went out on the 16th of December and it was, the customer wanted to return it on the 31st of January. Now, normally, again, Amazon has a 30-day return policy, which is complete rubbish. They say over the Christmas period, the customer has up until the 31st of January to return something. This return came on the 31st of January. They said it was customer damaged. Amazon refunded them. So I contacted Amazon and I said, the customer damaged this. They've admitted they've damaged it. How can you take the money back off me? And Amazon I must have contacted them 3 or 4 times about this, saying the same thing. And they just kept coming back and saying, it's the Amazon policy. We always refund the customer. And I'm thinking, even if they've damaged it, you're going to take the money back off me and give it to the customer. That makes no sense. Does that make sense to you? It makes no sense to me. So those are 3 things that have really paid me off about Amazon. I know it's only 3 things, and I have sold quite a lot through Amazon, but you just think, you've got no control over your shop. You've got no control over your sales whatsoever. Like I said, it's their sandbox. They can do what they want. So after 4 years, I've got no inventory left at Amazon. I've downgraded my account, so I'm not paying monthly for it, and I'm really uncertain as to whether to use Amazon FBA again. Really uncertain. So that's something I'm going to have to think about going forward. With eBay, I have had quite a few sales. I had sales even when I was on holiday, but they're quite low priced sales. I'm so sick of getting lowball offers. Warren says there's an advert on Facebook or something where the eBay are encouraging customers to send offers, but they're like really lowball offers. So if you've got something on for £35, they'll be sending you an offer for £10, and it's like, is it worth me trying to counter offer with this? Because if I go back with 30, are they going to come back with 25? And do you know what? Maybe I'd be happy to sell it for 25, but it's really off-putting when you're getting all of these low offers. And another problem is I don't have a lot of stock at the moment. My stock has really run down because obviously there's not many car boots on at the moment. Charity shops haven't been too bad, but there's been nothing brilliant. So I've got very low stock, and the things I've got, I haven't got many things that are kind of over 20 quid, and I want to try and move my business model on. So most of the things I'm selling are kind of £30 and upwards, so I'm trying to get a bigger profit. I feel like if I'm selling anything under £10, I don't feel like it's worth my time by the time I photographed it, or if it's clothing, maybe I've had to iron it, or you know what I mean, and then list it, take the measurements. I just don't feel like it's worth my time, so I'm trying to move that on. So I've been a little bit demotivated, so I'm not doing Amazon at the moment. Oops, I dropped me book. Not doing Amazon at the moment. eBay, I really need to give myself a kick up the backside with that. And my YouTube videos, like I say, have been non-existent for the past 4 weeks, so I need to get back into that. So let's just have a swig of my coffee before I ramble anymore. This gingerbread coffee is absolutely gorgeous, really, really nice. So going forward, I'm going to make a plan for my YouTube videos, because I've been doing videos on a Monday, kind of a random selection of videos, from beauty to shopping hauls, things like that. I found that with the shopping hauls, I found myself going out and deliberately buying things, not things that I didn't want, but going out and buying things just so I could record a video, and I don't want to do that. So I'm going to do less shopping hauls. I've put my pip box on hold for a month or two because I feel like I've got tons of beauty products at the minute and I need to start using them up. So I put that on hold for a while. So I'm going to do more kind of maybe recipe oriented videos, more chatty kind of videos about various subjects, maybe some more favourites videos because I've let that slide lately, some more reviews, things like that. I've got some products that I've been reviewing, so they'll be coming up. I'm still going to be doing my 7 eBay sales video on a Thursday, and I'm going to try and slot in another video on a Sunday as well, but instead of doing Monday and Thursday, I'm going to be doing Tuesday, Thursday and hopefully Sunday. But at the moment I'm finding 3 videos a week quite a lot, so it's definitely going to be Tuesdays and Thursdays and maybe Sunday. With eBay, definitely giving myself a kick up the backside. I'm going to do a chart with how many listings I want to create, more listings I want to create every month. So maybe 10 listings a day I want to do. It's auction day today, so I've written down, there's quite a few things that I want to bid on, so I'm really excited to get back into the auctions. I haven't been to any for quite a while, and I'm just doing this one online today because I can't get there. I'm going to start doing some more charity shops on a regular basis, and the car boot sales are starting again very soon, so I'm going to start making a conscious effort to go to all of the ones that I can possibly find so I can boost my stock levels. I was at one point up to 600 listings on eBay, and now I'm down to about just under 300 or something, so I really need to boost that back up with some higher priced items. Something that's motivated us a little bit is we had our grandchildren at the weekend. So Ashton, who is 3, and Harriet is 1. We had them for Friday night and Saturday night because it was my daughter Nicola's birthday, and they were going up to the lakes for a hike for her birthday. So we said we'd have the kids for the weekend. That does really motivate you to get back into work once they've gone. I love having them. I love them to bits. Being a grandma is the best thing in the world. But you also really look forward to them going home and relaxing. So we had a very busy weekend with them. They're so funny. They make me laugh. It was, like I say, it was Nicola's birthday, so we had a bit of an afternoon tea for her on Sunday afternoon. So once they'd all gone home on Sunday night, it was time to just flop back in the chair and relax. So that has motivated me a little bit to get back into work. So maybe I just need to have the kids more often to stay motivated. Anyway, I've rambled on enough. So I hope you've found what I've been talking about interesting. As I say, I'll slot some of the Cyprus photos in maybe during the video or after the video, but you'll see obviously once this is up. And I'll see you again on Thursday with the 7 eBay sales, and then hopefully from next week every Tuesday, Thursday and Sunday. So thanks for listening to us, thanks for watching, and I'll see you very soon. Bye for now.